I wish the title of this video was clickbait, but it's not. Revenge and TNT, my old music videos, are gone. Well, at least their original audio is. You're like, okay, that sounds weird. What does that mean? Are the videos taken down? And no, the videos are still up, but the audio has been switched into something else, and it was caused by a bug. And I'll go into a little bit more details, but the TLDR of the situation is that YouTube is aware of the problem. They've acknowledged it's a bug, but they can't seem to fix it. A higher up engineer, the last communication I heard, said, "I've never seen anything like this." So that's where we're at, uncharted territory. Anyway, it is being worked on, but for now, in the next couple days, I'm going to be re-uploading Revenge and TNT in their original forms as new videos on the channel. So when you see those go up, that's why. For those of you interested in a little bit more information, I'll get into it. So if you listen to either of the music videos, you'll hear something a bit different. Doesn't sound like original Revenge.
I came today, I'll build a city.
Doesn't sound like original TNT. Okay, so where did the tracks come from? If we back up a little bit, rewind time, I think it was around 2015. Maker Studios was the YouTube network that I was in at the time. And at that time, they told me there was something going on behind the scenes that they couldn't really get into, and they needed to private both TNT and Revenge. Now, due to the way that YouTube network and YouTuber contracts work, they have the right to do that. And so I was like, well, this is kind of a bummer, and there's nothing I can do about it. Okay, so back then, there was a tool on YouTube called Audio Swap, which basically would allow you, if there was any musical track that had been submitted to distribution platforms, you could go into the Audio Swap tool and you could change the track, selecting whatever one from the list that YouTube had of audio that had been distributed on other platforms. So basically, Tryhard Ninja worked on these new remixed versions of the videos, and we were able to use the Audio Swap tool to switch out the audio on the videos so that they could no longer be private, so they could be public, watchable again, even though they had different audio. I don't know how long passed, 6 months, a year, something like that. Eventually, Maker Studios tells me everything's good, no issues, and you can get them back to where they need to be. In that time, YouTube deprecated the Audio Swap tool. So I was like, are they stuck this way? This isn't great. Fortunately, I was able to reach out to someone at YouTube. I feel like I used to have far more contacts than I do now. And they were like, it's okay. We can just send us the original file and we'll be able to revert it back to its original state. So they were able to use a back-end tool of theirs, nicely enough. And since then, around 2016, the videos have been back in their original states. Fast forward to a couple weeks ago, I see a tweet from someone saying, something happened to the audio on Revenge. Sure enough, I go to listen to it, and it's the audio that you've heard, which is that remix that was done by Tryhard Ninja way back then. And I'm super confused. I'm like, what in the world happened? So I did a little bit of digging, and I'm just going to play you what I recorded for YouTube in trying to plead my case and tell them, look, it's a bug, please help. Hi, hopefully this can provide some clarification for the issue with Revenge. If I play the video right now, that is not the correct audio that should be playing. And it suddenly and spontaneously converted to this earlier in the week. If we go over to here, TNT, which is a video that had a similar audio swap situation many years ago, and I play it, this is the correct audio. Here, we'll go into Edit Video, and we will go to the video editor. So Revenge Extended, this audio track here, is what is actually currently playing on the video. The audio track above it should be the original audio that it was uploaded with in 2011. If I remove this here, it is still playing Revenge Extended 9513. On the other hand, if we go over to TNT and we access the video editor, you'll notice it has the same setup here with TNT Extended 9513. And the interesting thing is, it plays the correct audio. So in both cases, TNT Extended and Revenge Extended were muted, I guess, not actually playing. If I go over here once again and I actually turn on TNT Extended, then you can hear a different song. That is a different song. If I now remove this, that is the correct track. So the original audio track here, in the case of TNT, is actually correct as it was uploaded with in 2011. The original audio, or what is supposed to be the original audio and was up until earlier this week on Revenge, somehow got spontaneously converted into Revenge Extended 9513. So after watching that, you're probably thinking, wait a minute, what happened to TNT? It was fine when you recorded that video. Why didn't you just go in and delete the secondary audio track at that point to make sure that the bug didn't happen on TNT? The problem is, when I initially brought this to YouTube, they seemed to interpret it as I was trying to circumvent some kind of, I don't know, copyright issue or something, which isn't the case. It's a bug. But in order to plead my case, that's why I actually ended up recording that video. And I was referencing TNT as, hey, look, this has been done. This audio swap process has been done on another video. And this is what that looks like over there. And so I wanted to keep that in place on TNT so that YouTube internally could reference it and be like, okay, he is actually onto something. It is actually a bug. He's not just trying to pull one over on us. And so that's why I kept it in place. And so once they finally said, oh, we're going to try to fix Revenge, I was waiting on it to happen, but they didn't tell me anything for like 4 days until they got back and said they tried fixing it and it actually was just not working. The internal tools were bugging out. It just wasn't working for whatever reason. And in that time that I was waiting to hear back, TNT had the bug happen to it as well. So I'm kicking myself that I didn't just delete the secondary audio track on TNT, but I also thought like maybe they're just not going to believe me if I don't keep it in place. So let me just show you what the video editor page looks like on TNT now, because what happened is the waveform for the top track is now replaced. It's replaced by the waveform that you probably can't see. It's very faint behind the gray, but it's been replaced, the old waveform, by the one that's for TNT Extended. The original audio now wiped out. Same as what happened on Revenge. Now, I didn't know that these ghost audio tracks existed here for 6 years. If I had known, I don't actually know if I would have had the courage to go and delete them. I might have been too scared to do so, but I had no idea that they were there until this issue happened. So I don't think there's any way it could have avoided happening to Revenge. It's just that, Also, even though you see audio here, all the audio here, this isn't the audio swap tool. This is all royalty-free YouTube approved library stuff. The audio swap tool, again, as it existed way back then, it doesn't exist. I can't just go and redistribute a track again to other platforms and then choose it here. It doesn't work that way anymore. I mean, I'll say on YouTube's part, I appreciate that they're working on it. And if the tools on their end aren't working, it is what it is. They're still trying to troubleshoot. And I'm holding out hope that maybe in the future there is a chance that they will get it fixed and I can delete this video. I can delete the re-uploads and everything will go back to the way it is. But in the meantime, I'm doing this as a way to stop the bleeding of people being like, this isn't the music videos and I'm just going to go somewhere else. What happened to Captain Sparkles? He's lame. So, but also, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but sometimes when you complain about something, that's when the thing ends up getting fixed. So I'm kind of hoping that by making this video and by re-uploading them, it'll end up causing the originals to get fixed due to whatever phenomena you would call that. But I mean, to YouTube's credit, again, I appreciate that they're doing what they can and that they believe it's a bug. They've acknowledged it's a bug at this point. It's just a matter of like, can their internal tools get it fixed? And there's something about these videos specifically that's like not working as normal. And I'm sure it's tied into, you know, that historical audio swap situation that took place. And I just, who knows? I guess at the end of the day, I'm just thinking for something that's obviously a completely one-off unique situation, like how many resources are they really going to dedicate to trying to solve this niche thing unless it's actually got a risk to more of the platform, just realistically speaking, because engineers' times are very valuable. That's where we're at. I just wanted to mention the situation because as many times as I leave pinned comments on these videos and stuff, there's still new comments on the video saying, what's wrong with the audio? Why did you do this to us? I'm like, I left comments. They're pinned. People leave replies to my pinned comments saying you should pin this comment. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. So yeah, it's just like, God, these are the only two videos I should mention that went through that process. So none of the other music videos are at risk for having this bug happen to them. But man, it's just, never tell me the odds, really. Just unprecedented bugs, first time ever, just on affecting two videos. Oh man. Oh man, indeed. So anyway, yeah, gonna re-upload them again if they are ever fixed, which maybe they will. There's these strange glimmers of hope where some smart TVs have actually started playing the original audio since YouTube started working on it, but still on mobile and desktop, it's still the remix. And some YouTube downloaders also download with the original audio. It's very strange. So it's like lurking under the surface somewhere, trying to get out. And hopefully it will. But hey, we are working on something else in the meantime, so good news there at least.